Hi, my name is Jada Avik. I've been playing soccer since I was in 5th grade. So I was born in Miami, Florida, and I currently live in Weston, Florida with my mom, Michelle, my dad, Darren, and my little sister, Sydney. We moved into this neighborhood, and a few years later, we had one of my neighbors move in. His name's Chris Corrigan, and he was like, we're looking for girls to play soccer. Do you want to come out and play soccer? And obviously I was so down to do that. So that's when I really started playing like rec league, and then soon before I know it, I started playing, travel soccer. So when COVID hit, which was an awful time, but I was just out there training. It was 10th grade year. I was very depressed, so I just went out to the soccer field every day, and one day I ran into Coach Ronald. I was just kicking soccer balls. I was doing fitness, and my mom ran up to him and was like, hey, can you train my daughter? And he goes, yeah, no problem. So I came out the next day, started training with him, and I was not anywhere near any of these other goalkeepers, so I kind of had to work my way up and just keep training hard.
I see a very motivated, very fit girl, because at the time she was like very, very fit, but like very sloppy technically, very sloppy tactically. Her body wasn't, adapted to like general goalkeeping movements, all that kind of stuff, right? But the most positive part that I would like bring up to this is, the attitude and the mindset and commitment she wanted to like bring up with all this.
I knew I always wanted to play college soccer. So when I was in 8th grade, I actually got a first contact by USF. They would love to have me at their ID camp. So I kind of took it a little more seriously, but I didn't have a trainer like Ronald to get me to that next level. So when I met him, I knew I wanted to take soccer to the next level and have a trainer that believed in me and that could push me.
I get a bunch of goalkeepers, especially I was like, coach, yeah, I want to go pro. Oh, coach, I want to play college. Oh, coach, and everything. But the thing is that my understanding is, are you willing to actually make the real sacrifice to actually? So I see this girl that, okay, she's not making any excuses at all. If I tell her to go at 11 a.m., she'll show up at 11 a.m. with her best attitude. If I tell her to go at 3 in the morning on the gym, she will go 3. Don't laugh, you know how it works. She'll be at 3 in the morning on the gym. Oh, coach, I don't have time because I gotta work, I gotta go to school, I got my personal life, I got all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm not gonna negotiate with you. If you really want to do it, well, you find a way of doing it. Because you know how it works at the next level. Nobody cares if you have a relationship, if you're working, if you're doing. Nobody will adapt to you. You were always that kind of person that wanted to actually make it work, right? If it's a 5 a.m. gym, well, I'll hit 5 a.m. gym.
So basically, senior year of high school comes around. Let's start off that COVID really screwed everything up. Junior year was very, very rough with soccer. Things were getting canceled, not enough girls to play, it was just awful year. And a lot of the college girls, they wanted to take an extra year. So that kind of screwed things up. Being a goalkeeper, there's only one position you can play, and that takes 3 to 4 goalkeepers. But unlike a field player, you can play any position that, you train for. So I would say like senior year comes around and I'm like, I'm still not committed. Like I have to go to college in May or June. Like I'm just not committed, I would say like January times when I really started getting, I would say I was getting depressed. Like I saw it in my training. I wasn't doing great. I was, going to training, but I wasn't doing amazing at training. I missed a lot of school. You can just tell my school went down a lot, and I was just not me. And I was getting rejected from colleges. Colleges didn't want me. And I told Coach Ronald, I was like, I should just quit soccer at this point. Like, there's no point in training anymore if I'm not going to be playing college soccer. Like, what's the point of me training? So I actually a few weeks ago I told him this is our last training. Like we're done after this. Like, we just made it to states for, high school, and after that there's nothing else. Why am I gonna waste your time to train when I'm not training for an end goal. And I know he always told me, like, don't quit. Like, something's gonna happen. Like, just keep working hard like you've been doing. Something's gonna happen. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, nothing's gonna happen. Like, I have no more showcases. I have nothing to do. Like, what, is something just gonna pop out of the air? And little before you know.
It actually does.
Yeah, and little before you know, like, University of Tampa, you know, reached out to me on my state final game day. Was like, hey, can I have your phone number to talk? So I gave her my phone number. We texted back and forth. And then finally, you know, I was at the gym, you know, because when I'm really depressed and really, you know, think life's over, I just want to work out and do things I love. So I went to the gym at night. You know, the assistant coach called me and was like, I know she hasn't called you yet, but it's gonna be good news. I remember crying and calling Coach Ronald. He was the second person I called. I called my mom and then him, and I was like, "We're gonna keep training. Like, I'm gonna be playing college soccer." So a few days later, I was, you know, laying in bed. You know, this day it was Friday, and I didn't go to school that day. I was really, you know, nervous. I was anxious. I woke up super nauseous that morning. I didn't eat. I was just terrified. You know, like, this could be good or this could be a bad phone call. And finally around 5:30, I got the phone call and was like, we would love to offer you a spot on our team. And I literally just started crying because I was like, oh my God, I just turned my dreams into a reality. Like, this has been my dream, you know, since freshman year to play college soccer, and now it's actually happening. Like, it's just crazy. And now you just have to train harder. So I was training, you know, hard before I committed, but now I have to train even harder because I'm competing against girls, you know, that are 4 years older than me. I'm competing against girls not from the country, you know, so now it's time to put in the work. So, you know, this process really does suck. It's a process that I wish that all of us didn't have to go through because it's just like such a long process that it really messes with your head. And like, personally, like, if you don't have, you know, like, the mindset, like, it can really break someone down, which it did break me down. Like, I was really, really depressed. You know, I couldn't sleep at night. I wasn't eating. Like, I mean, Coach Ronald knows that. Like, I was passing out. Like, I just wasn't eating because I was just so sick to my stomach because of how stressful this whole process was. But one thing that really kept me going is I have, like, the work ethic, and I knew I wanted to turn my dream into reality. I knew I wanted to play college soccer. It's just, where would I end up at the end of the day? You know, I was waking up at 3 a.m. to go to the gym and to work out, and then I would go to school, and then I would go to Ronald, and then work, and repeat that every day, you know, which was, it's very hard. And if you don't
seeing
have
no results.
Yeah.
And seeing no results, which is the worst part.
Yeah.
Right? We're discussing that.
Or not even seeing results.
Yeah. Believe it or not, all that energy and all that intention that you put into your stuff, that's what really made that happen.
Yeah. I believe everything happens for a reason. If, you know, if, for example, if college soccer didn't happen, I knew I had something else behind me. I knew, like, there's always something that's going to happen, and I know there's always a spot for everyone in this world. I believe that. If it's playing D1 soccer, D2 soccer, D3 soccer, there's always a spot and there's always a place for everyone. So what I could say to people that are in my position or were in my position, I would definitely say, besides keep working hard, is everything I feel like is mental. Like, if you're not mentally there, if you're not mentally prepared, it's gonna be a challenge for you, because the being depressed, you know, stuff like that could just break someone. That can be like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm done.
100%. And on top of that, the cruelty of the system.
Yeah, it's awful. Awful system.
Like, you know, at the end of the day, a coach will, you know, would not care about the situation that you got into.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, you're going through all of that, and you still got to perform.
Yeah. And
you still got to train. And you still got to be better than any other guy or girl in front of you, right? So, you know, at the end, it's like you said, it becomes a mind game. But, you know, for the ones that are out there, the system, the coaches, you know, any other next level will not ever care about your personal situation.
Oh no, they don't care.
Everybody is expecting for you to perform and do the best that you can do out of yourself in the competition. Because that's how it really works.
Basically, I have great parents. I couldn't ask for better parents than I have. They're probably my #1 supporters besides Coach Ronald. But behind the scenes, it was very like always yelling at each other because we were just so stressed out coming down to the end. But my dad traveled the country with me. I was traveling alone when I was in 7th grade, traveling to Arizona alone, traveling all around the world alone and having to, be an adult. But my dad traveled with me, he made me breakfast every morning because I'm such a picky eater. Like, he was just an amazing person, and I'm gonna miss not having him there for me. And my mom, she did help me write so many emails to these college coaches, making sure everything was perfect, making sure, like, even now, like, with all these, like, getting into college, like, when I didn't have an offer, helping me with that process, and even, like, the paying aspect. If your parents aren't committed to pay this kind of money to travel the country, flights, cars, hotel rooms.
Part of my job over here, or to actually make this work, is that, I call it the triangle of trust, right? It's parents, player, obviously the coach, right? Which is myself. If one of those sides are not aligned, the triangle will never be completed, right? And I think even on the worst moments of this process, they always believed.
Yeah.
They always believed.
They were always here for me.
And believe it or not, they never doubted anything about me as a coach.
Never.
Like, they never doubted anything as a coach, right? And here we are.
I mean, my next step is, keep training hard until I have to leave for college. And even when I do leave for college, when I come back for breaks, I'm definitely gonna say, hey, I'm back. Like, now let's put in this work. We missed a few months because, I was away at college, but now let's keep putting in this work. I do want to be playing college soccer. Like, that's what I want. I'll be playing all my 4 years, even though I'm gonna have my ups and downs and, crying on the phone to Coach Ronald, like, I hate this, like, this is awful. I know there's gonna be setbacks still, and I know
always.
There's gonna be bumps in the road, like there is with anything, but you just gotta push through that and just know, like, there's gonna be a good outcome to all of this.